Hey guys, I kind of wanted to do a video on the pros and cons of working for an airline. I just finished a 2-hour shift. It's about 100 or so degrees, it feels like. It's probably like 95, but it's really hot. So I might be drinking from some of my water because I feel just very thirsty. But it was a good shift. We got all our flight. I only had one flight. We got our flight on time, and I was a loader. So I was inside the belly of the plane, unloading the bags and then putting on the new bags. So a few things. So I want to just talk about the pros of working for an airline. Obviously, you guys know the pros. A lot of times, most people, and the reason why I love, one of the main pros for me is getting free travel. And most of the time you can travel for you, your husband, your kids, your parents. And at my airline, we also have a buddy, which is a travel buddy. Since I am married, I get one travel companion. People that are not married, they can get two. We fly free throughout the United States. That includes Hawaii. Guam, I think, costs about $10. Puerto Rico's free because that's considered the U.S. Once you start going international at my airline, I think they just charge taxes, maybe 20, 25 bucks or something like that, which is very reasonable. My husband just came back a few months back from Austria, and it didn't cost that much. Maybe 40, 60 bucks. It was just taxes. So that is, obviously, that's the main thing. You have the option to travel the world. Another thing is people. The people that you come in contact with are amazing people. You can see just different cultures. You work with different people from around the world. And obviously the passengers as well. You get to meet just different people from different walks of life. And that is another reason why it's fun to work for the airline, because the world is open up to you, not literally and figuratively, with different people, different scenes, different travel. It just changes your whole point of view because you don't feel stuck in one particular location. You can get up and go wherever you want and meet anybody. For instance, also just even little things like concerts. If you are a Janet Jackson fan and she's performing in London, it's not that big of a deal for you to buy tickets to go to London and go see her. Obviously, you have to check the loads and make sure that there's a way for you to get there and there's a backup and different things like that. But that still gives you the opportunity to do anything. It's great. It's almost like you, as a middle class or a normal person, to be able to get up and live like a rich person. The environment that you are in for an airline is great. You get to be around airplanes. If you're like an airplane nerd like me, it's awesome. It's awesome to be able to be around airplanes and be around the sounds and just the huge machinery. It's nothing like it. It just feels amazing that there are machines that actually go into the air and fly like birds. It's crazy. You get discounts with other airlines. For instance, if I'll just pretend like I work for Delta. I used to work for Delta. I don't anymore. So working for Delta, I would get Delta flight benefits. However, airlines, they also have agreements with other airlines. For instance, we have agreements with probably 100 other airlines, and not just domestics. So I could fly with Southwest. I could fly with American. I could fly with Lufthansa. I can fly with China Air. I can fly with Hawaiian Air, any type. And what it is, it's called ID90 or ID95, where you get 90% or 95% off those as well. So for instance, if maybe an airline ticket costs about $1,000, you would get it for $100. So that's 90% off. Or if it's a $400, you get it for $40. So it's great to be able to have those partnerships with other airlines. You get discounts for hotels, you get discounts for rental cars, you get discounts for cruises, you get discounts for resorts. So you get to be able to not only use your flight benefits, but be able to use them and be able to have discounted vacations. I remember I used to work, when I worked for Delta, Radisson was 50% off. So if it was I think it was like Honolulu was like $220. I got 50% off, so we got it for $120. Also, car parking. A lot of times I go through LAX and I get a discount. I forget what the discount is at the different lots. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the bad part. The cons of working for an airline. There's no stability. For instance, at my airline, every month your bid changes, or every 6 weeks. The most we've ever had was about 2.5 months with exact same bid. So every 2.5 months, or actually just say every month, we get a new bid. So we don't know if we're going to work mornings, nights, midday, anything like that. Thank goodness my airline is pretty easy and we work together, and we're only working 6 and 8 hours a week. So we can kind of work around our other jobs. Most people have other jobs, obviously, if they're only working between 6 and 12 hours a week. So you can't live on that. There are full-timers at my airline. I don't want to be a full-timer at the airline. I love my other job. I love my day job doing respiratory. So for me, it's such a perfect balance to be able to work in the industry, yet have a life doing also other things that I love to do. So no stability, not a set schedule, but you can make everything work in life. I mean, you just work with people, you just make it work. And there's always a way. There's always a way. As long as you help other people, they will always help you. You know that airline industry is almost 24/7. So you could be working days, you can be working nights, you can be working holidays, midday. You never know what you're going to work. It's not a normal 9-to-5 banker / school / any of that kind of schedule, but that's okay. You can have sleep deprivation. I remember even being a flight attendant doing the red eyes and having to be up all night. The same thing happens for rampers and customer service agents. I mean, we have a bid that is 11:15 to 1:15 in the morning. They generally don't leave until 2. And so they're going to bed at 2 a.m. or by the time they get home, it might even be 3 a.m. Also, there are some early morning shifts that are 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. in my at my job. So that means these people are waking up at 2:30 and 3 in the morning. So you can have some sleep deprivation. And I know that that's the same in other jobs, other industries, but I just got to let you know the real deal of the industry. There are physical stressors working for the airlines. For instance, if you're doing ramp and picking up heavy bags, I use a back brace thing to protect myself because I work in the healthcare industry. So I know how important it is to kind of have good ergonomics and to take care of your body. You only have one body. Also, if you're a customer service agent, a lot of times you're standing a lot. You're standing for hours at a time. Same thing with flight attending, pushing those big beverage carts, going up and down, and your body having to go through a lot of air pressure. Same thing with pilots. So there's ways to take care of yourself in that situation. Flight attending, I would always make sure that I drank lots and lots of water because it's so drying in the air. For ramp, since hot days, I made sure that I have lots of water, lots of Gatorade, and just stay hydrated. And just listen to your body. Listen to your body. Do stretches. Do everything that you need to do to take care of yourself because you want to be in the best condition so you can travel, so you can have a great life. Low pay, obviously. I've already did a video that talked about don't work for an airline if you're broke. So just make sure that you have other money coming in, or if you're working full time or whatever, having really low bills, you can work in the industry. So just remember that a lot of times they do start off really low. Many of the majors you end up making a lot of money later on, but you just have to put in your dues and just make sure that you have the money now to be able to live, be able to pay all your bills. You're around a lot of loud noises, fuel smells, so many different things that come with environmental. So just make sure whenever I'm out on the tarmac, I make sure that I wear the the things that the headsets thingies, I forget what they're called, but you just make sure so you can take care of your hearing and different things. So those are the pros and the cons of working for an airline. Below, you guys can kind of link and tell me what you guys feel would be a pro and a con of working for an airline. This is not an exhaustive list. This is just a list that kind of came into my head. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like, please subscribe and like this video. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do a series and go a little bit more specific according to the job. I can do it for ramp, pros and cons of ramp, Pros and cons for flight attendant, pros and cons for customer service, since I've done all three. I could not do one for a pilot. I've never been a pilot. So you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.